No, kind of creepy if you don't have an introduction telling you that he's not creepy, and I'm not going to give you that introduction because I'm not sure that he's not, and you'll know why. Welcome to the stage, Zac Heaton.
Our sound system keeps turning off, so dun 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 dun. Zac coming to the stage, he's coming to the stage, and
That was an amazing introduction. What the crap, Wes? I thought we were tight, man. We gotta talk after the show. Alright. So I was making out with this girl the other day. Everybody just like suddenly understands what this is like. I really was. Last time some girl like didn't believe me. She like just kept laughing at me. It was weird. So I was making out with this girl the other day, and like right in the middle of it, she just stops and like stares me dead in the eyes, and she's like, "I have no self-esteem." And the worst part was like, without even thinking, I just replied. I was like, "Oh yeah, say more hot things to me, baby." And like at that point, you know, like one, she's got some issues, you know, like there's no reason to be saying that at that time. But like two, on a much more deeper level, like I have some serious issues. Like, I gotta see somebody or something. I don't know what you do about that. Have you noticed that kissing is like watching a Western movie? Like the first time you see one, it's amazing. Like it's just great. But then every time after that, it's all pretty much the same. So, you got that joke. You haven't seen enough Western movies. Alright, so same girl, later on that night, I was like sucking on her finger. And just the judgment in the room is hilarious. It's like everybody's just like, why would you do that? Don't knock it till you've tried it, holy cow. Now I'm turning red, this is crazy. So, I was sucking on her finger, and she just like turns to me and she says, "People wash their hands too much." This guy is so concerned. He just like wants to give me a hug. The other day, I was talking to my roommate, and I was like, "I really want some eggs, and I hate you." And he was like, and then I ate some eggs. Yeah. So stand-up's like a weird hobby. Like most hobbies, like every time I tell somebody I do stand-up, they're always like, "Tell me a joke, tell me a joke." And like, I don't know if other hobbies get that. Like for singers, it's like, I do singing. Sing us a song, sing us a song. Or like fishing, it's like, I go fishing. Bait us, bait us. Oh, that's weird. They're like, I do CrossFit, shut the heck up. So I cry when I pee, which is more than you needed to know about me. I feel like you all know a little too much already, but I do, and I have for my entire life. And it doesn't like hurt or anything. It's just, that's the first question everybody asks. You were all thinking it. It's just, I just do. And I didn't realize it was a weird thing until I was like 14 years old. I was in the woods staring into the eyes of another Boy Scout. Doesn't matter why. Point is, I won. And I started tearing up, and he's like, "Dude, that's so weird." And like a lot of things start to make sense once you realize that's like a weird thing. Like suddenly I understood like why we had tissues in the bathroom. Like it's not for tears, apparently. Toilet paper, it's for something else. And talk to your parents. And this is going so well. And but it also made like a lot more sense why these strangers kept on like coming up and comforting me at urinals. You know, everything kind of clicked there. Guitar Hero is the only video game where I didn't save anybody. It should really be called Guitar Player. They don't get better. I saw an ant the other day, and it was carrying something
Who laughed for I saw an ant? What planet is that? They're everywhere if you look for them. And it was carrying something like 3 times its size. And I thought to myself, there's no way I could do that. So I killed it. Take that, environmentalists. My last close relationship was in the womb. But on the flip side, like, one of my worst fears is that I accidentally hit on a man. You know, like, when you can't really tell if they're a guy or a girl, but if they're a girl, they're really cute. You know what I mean. Well, that's it. I'm so sorry. But I have to ask myself, is that like how you start being gay? It's a slippery slope. Sometimes people say things and they don't mean them, and like I used to get really mad about that. But then I realized like sometimes I don't want them to mean the things they're saying. Like if you go to Chick-fil-A, they have to say my pleasure. And like when I go up and I'm like, Rob, can I get a sandwich? I don't want him to be like, my pleasure. Because then I'll leave my number, like, just in case he's a girl. Sorry. So I was making out with a girl recently. Are you uncomfortable yet? And she stuck her tongue in my ear. Yeah. Who's uncomfortable now? Yeah, I was as surprised as you guys are. I wish I'd known this was going down, because then I would have cleaned it for you. It's like you can't be that enjoyable. My second thought was like, what kind of ear diseases can I get? Because I don't want to have that conversation with my doctor. Or my mom. Or my bishop. Well, now you know a little bit about me, so let's move on. Have you heard like the whole introvert-extrovert debate? Apparently you're all introverts. So I was thinking about it, and I was like, am I an introvert or an extrovert? Because I kind of have attributes of both, you know? Like, I'm really needy, and I like put a lot of weight on external validation, but at the same time, like I hate people. So I didn't know where I really fell. And I was thinking about it, and my ideal social interaction, because that was like a question on one of these quizzes, is to get invited to a party and then say no. That's what I ask from you. Cool. How long are we supposed to consider the lilies of the field? Because I'm going on like 10 years now. Yeah, I like that joke. Have you ever thought about joining another religion, like just in case? Yeah, like, I'm not saying this isn't the one true church. But like, picture this, you're in a class, and the professor's like, who put B? And you raise your hand and you look around, and 99.5% of your class isn't raising their hand. And then you look over and you see that one weird guy from your elders quorum. And you're like, I'm not so sure about my answer anymore. And then if the teacher like sweetened the deal, he was like, give up 2 Sundays a year and you can put C as well. Like, who wouldn't take that? You know? That's all it takes to be Catholic. I think I can do that. That's an investment I can make. I was at the library the other day and I saw this sign. It said, adult illiteracy class, 7 p.m. I was like, who is your target audience? Like, so many things have to happen for that sign to be effective. Like, first off, there has to be an illiterate adult. Then he has to go to the library. He has to be there. I went to the class to volunteer. I'm not illiterate, like, I'm very illiterate. And they were like, we don't have any students. And I was like, no duh. So many miracles. I pictured like a scenario where this could happen though. Like, this is the only way that I think this could happen. Like, there's this guy named Devon, and he's at his house, and he like just shut up on crack. And he's sitting there, and he's like, you know what? I need to go for a walk. And it's like, where are you going, Devon? And he's like, I'm gonna go to the library. So Devon heads out to the library, and he like sees the sign, and he's like, you know what? This sign has a 7 on it. I better come back here at 7 o'clock to see if they might be teaching like some essential life skills or something. That was funnier in my head. Most things are. I don't know. Illiteracy is actually like a serious issue though. I looked it up for this joke, and 9%, I don't just like Google this kind of stuff, but 9% of Utah is functionally illiterate, which is crazy. I looked up some other things that were 9% illiterate, or like 9% of the population does, and the first one was surprising. Voters, 9% of the population voted, 9% of the population is illiterate. Coincidence? I think not.
So I have like a really crappy car. That's it. That's the whole joke. No. It's like so crappy I get embarrassed by it. But why am I even talking about my car? I don't even think I have any jokes about that. Next club. I got an emotional support animal recently. That's Lauren's puppy, by the way. It's a real thing. And I got it because I was depressed, and now the puppy is like depressed. And that's rock bottom, you know. But like I've spent so much time taking care of her, I think it's really helped because like now I'm not depressed. I have to worry about her all the time. It's not even a joke, I'm just telling you like things about my life. I'm really conservative too. Like to put things in perspective, my dad has more guns than he has children, and I have 9 siblings. That's funny, because it's a lot of guns, but even more siblings. Alright, now we get it. And, anyways, but I do think that Hillary should have won this last election. And the reason I think that is because then we could have had the chance to have 2 President Clintons have an affair with Monica Lewinsky in the White House. And we gave that up for a Cheeto. Priorities, America, come on. I went on a mission, but I got sick, so I got sent home. I really got sick, that's not like an excuse. But I served like a trial mission when I went back out because I finished, because I'm a finisher. And the trial mission was in Provo, and I'm from Provo. So they like had to test my spirituality and everything. But when I came here, I noticed that all Mormons have like the same sense of humor, like every single one of us. Every dinner I went to, it was the same conversation. It was, hey elder, where are you from? And I'm like, I'm from Provo. And they're like, oh, they didn't send you far, did they? And it's like, thanks, Uncle Ben. But anyways, so I was in Provo, I was going through like my angsty missionary phase, which like, missionaries, we can't rebel that much because we have so many rules, so like, I just started wearing a beanie, you know? I carried around a lighter. This is all true. I read McConkie's Mormon Doctrine. I was like living on the edge. And then we go out to dinner one time with like this like perfect Mormon family. Like think like Mitt Romney distilled.
And the head honcho lady, the mom of the group, she turns to me and she's like, "Where are you from, Elder?" And I was like, "I'm from Provo." And she's like, "Didn't send you forward, did they?" I don't know why a mom would laugh like that, but she did. And I snapped at that moment. That was like the turning point. I looked her dead in the eyes and I was like, "Yeah, they can't send you that far if you just got out of prison." Good times. All right. Have a good night.